Ho, 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 away we go. Let's get right to it. And the big update for today is June 30, Harmonic Pattern Options Seminar. So check it out. I tweeted it out. It's on the Harmonic Trader blog. Become a basic member, get all the information. June 30, that's a Friday. We'll be there live 2 hours, 10 a.m. to 12. Probably even go later. We're going to do some live trading. Hold on. So the way to get with that, become a basic member, get set up with the software, and either subscribe to the software, purchase. If you purchased it in the last 90 days, you can get in. And if you have any questions, join us on the Discord. I'll be sending an email out for everybody, how to get a hold, how to register and get with that. So if you have any questions, just sign up now. Now's the time. Really quick. Let's get into some charts. Let's get into a couple immediate setups for right now. We got to jump to the Qs. Here we are. After a one-day pullback, QQQ set up again and pushing higher. Look at that 5-minute pre-market setup. And ever since then, we've just been off to the races. What's going on, chat? How's everyone doing today? Our first one in today was who typed in, well, you typed in GLD, but I'll give you it to you. Georgetown Felix. I'll give you a free 1-month gold membership. And with the gold membership, you can attend our seminar on the 30th. So treat that as like an extra. I'll give away gold memberships. And please, only if you have not won something previously, and then you will get a free entry to the seminar. All right? How's that? Pretty good. Talk about option strategies. Listen, in the Discord this morning, I was posting about this setup. QQQ. We also had Meta, which is, again, after the big one-day gift set up, all the way down there, 260 area. What was down there? Hold on. I think it was regular trading hours. You had this deep crab. I also mentioned that I just got out of that trade. So I was buying the calls down there, and I scalped that out. I'm looking to get back in. I'm thinking tomorrow we're going to get a nice follow-through. Like today's like a really nice situation, like a Thursday going into a Friday, where Friday expirations they're super cheap, and we get the rebound. That's when you get the monster moves. In fact, Meta might be setting up right now trying to flash a counter bullish HSI. I still say it's going to 269, but I got this dot early, so and I don't like to screw around with the options. So we'll talk a lot about those strategies in our seminar, because when it comes to options, 80% of what you're doing is really trade management. Not so much, well, identification, yes, but it's really about the management when it comes to the options, because you can identify, but if you don't catch it properly, you're not managing it with correct targets, easily get burned. We will be talking about all of that. June 30th. Again, if you have any questions, just subscribe. Get with the software. And, I did want to show that. Go to the basic members page. If you have any questions, get over to Harmonic Trader, become a basic member. On the basic members page, I said this on Tuesday, you're going to need 2 software programs if you really want to dive in with options. The first one is going to be the TradingView platform, because we're setting up, we're looking for 5-minute targets, 5-minute setups on those. So send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. And then the other one that I'm working on is the eSignal platform. You need to pay for the data and subscribe separately for options, but access that there. Take the free trial first, folks. All right? All of that is on the basic members page at harmonictrader.com. That's free. Okay, let's get back to the charts. Trying to push a little higher right now. QQQs are at the highs of the session. And let's just jump over there for a second because, look, we hit some big numbers on the Qs on the daily that I don't want to be dismissive of. The software's kicking out a couple of things, kind of like a crab off of this inflection low. That's not a bad thought. 356 is the big number. Remember, we said all along we were looking 338 to 346. Well, we pushed as high as 356, which is the hop, and we hit that and stopped. And we do have a yellow dot as well on the daily, so I don't want to be dismissive here. I'm still bullish, and I think this has been an amazing move. But we do have a dot. We do have some upper end levels where if you start to go sideways up here, don't be surprised. Any kind of rebound in the Qs right now, I'm only expecting back to 356. So be aware of where we are in this whole framework. Okay, I do still like this. I still like the summer playbook that we talked about last time. That being wait for 5-minute pullbacks, 5-minute patterns like what we had in the Qs this morning. Check it out. I mean, look, it's beautiful. Deep crab down here, 350, 349 level. It's a type 1. And now I would actually, with that back-to-back pattern formation, this very well might be it for now on the Qs. 350, 350, 354 on the top end, literally for today. And then maybe you come back down for a retest. Have to trade the volatility, folks. I said this on Tuesday, and again, this is a shout out to crypto people, and we will get into crypto momentarily, but listen, the options are moving. So if you're into crypto and you're exclusively crypto, as we outlined on Tuesday, it's going to be a while. And no sense sitting on your hands when you've got beautiful, fat harmonic pattern opportunities repeating every day. Things that I said in the option, the post on the options. Listen, we're getting 3x, 5x, 10x moves in option contracts. That's crypto stuff. That's what you're looking for. So if you're not acquainted with options, I'm going to recommend you take your time. You join us on the 30th. But again, it's moving. This option trading's been phenomenal. Some of the patterns, some of the things I've been featuring. Where's the Discord? I'll bring that up in a second. But I'll show you some of the patterns that we've highlighted. Everything from Netflix to Microsoft to these Qs this morning. Here's the Discord from this morning. Here's the gold chat, just to let you know. Oh, yeah. I mean, we were on, and about an hour ago, this is what I posted. I'm taking profits on Meta and Microsoft calls because, look, both of those beautiful 5-minute patterns. And that was a follow-up from some of this morning. Yeah, like, look, here you go. Perfect. Here's Meta. Okay, where the option contracts and where'd that go? There you go. Nope, there you go. Great. The Meta, like the 265s this morning, they were trading down at 135. Okay, they're trading 235 and those pop. Couple bucks, easy. Now market's starting to push to new highs too. So this is really nice action. Stay with it. I like it. I mean, the QQQs we were buying for 70 cents, and they're now 125s. So these are big moves. These are doubles, triples, consistently. And again, so that's a shout out to the crypto crowd. Come on over, join us. Crypto will have its day, but again, after the last week or so, this thing's on the back burner for a while. Really want to just need to be clear on that from a trading environment. We want to go with stuff that's working. We know mega tech is working. Just to give you guys a quick rundown. Listen, Nasdaq's up 169, S&P up 16. Nice numbers, really. You want to see this kind of consistent volatility open up and continue all summer long. So that's where we are. Hey, maybe next year crypto will have the kind of move that tech is now experiencing. But you got a ways. You got work to do. And it's, why sit around in that kind of stuff? So let's feature some other opportunities. Yeah, well, there goes the Qs. The Qs may be as high as 353.81 on this move. Now, off of those patterns. Nice stuff. What's going on, chat? Big shout out to the chat. Neil, Georgetown Felix, It Flies, It Dies, Mark Tuzzi, Simon, Miss Stephanie, Victoria. Few of the ladies show up, it's nice to see. Scotty, Evan, Cactus Leo. Yeah, guys. Great to have everybody here. We're here Tuesday, Thursday, 12 noon Eastern, doing harmonic patterns and doing them as best we can. Let's look at a couple other tech. And then I want to jump into some really specific kind of story stocks. But the top mega tech, your Netflix, your Tesla. I mean, I should be jumping right to Tesla. But look, Netflix has been a beautiful creature of back-to-back patterns. This is a situation we highlighted last time. It was just a type 1 butterfly, deep crab retest, go for the type 2. And again, more harmonic pattern situational opportunities that give us an understanding of where the next move is going to be. That's probably the best thing about the whole harmonic pattern framework is the directional ability to understand where we are. Is it a reaction? Is it a reversal? Does it need a retest? That's a critical stuff. Critical. Understanding where it's heading, because with options in particular, you better be in the right spot at the right time, or no. In fact, here's NVIDIA. We talked about 380, 381. There's several things down here. Couple alternate bat. We had a couple other patterns. Basically, 380 level came down for yet a secondary test. I would be looking at that as a big opportunity after the big thrust. Like generally 380 needs to hold for NVIDIA. If we're going to get that next push, it's off of that general 380 level for NVIDIA and then just keep going. Why would it stop here? It's not ready to. Not ready to. Tesla, boy, talk about catch up, right? Once this stuff decides to catch up like the other ones, they just move. Remember we were talking about Tesla 2 weeks ago at 180? 165? It was a month ago we were off the shark. Now where are you? You're 230 at new highs for the session. And remember what I said about this B point breakout at 220, 225. There's nothing there. Even structurally, we take this inside internal 886. It puts you to 290 on Tesla, folks. That's how these things really open up. And we've talked about the other deal with Tesla. Again, it's just a laggard, but it doesn't differ from Microsoft, Nvidia, others. It's let me just remove all the drawings. We're just going to go off of the auto-generated bat pattern. Pretty clear what this thing is now in acceleration mode to do between target 1 and go as high as target 2, 295 on the weekly. Nothing stopping that. Nothing stopping that now until you register a whole new HSI. You're overbought on the weekly, but listen, that can expand. That's where accelerations happen. So stick to the 5-minute chart. Almost every 5-minute pullback has given you some kind of sizable move. But at least for an entry point, you wait for those 5 minutes to come in and then jump on. Clearly, already, you're sitting on a deep crab right now at 230, 250. But hey, why not come back to a target 1, $4, and then explode? That kind of a thing. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. Tesla's just, look, remember, there's Tesla weekly chart. Let's go through them. Amazon weekly chart. Okay. Apple weekly chart. Bat patterns all over the place. Meta weekly chart. All right, let's just kill these mega techs. These mega tech charts, these weekly charts. Will they go into Harmonic Trader Volume 4? I've really been thinking about it. Maybe we could do a Volume 4. Maybe next year. I for some reason it's been in my brain. The other mega tech, Google. All right. Big patterns here. No doubt, a stock like Google at target 2, I'm just laser focused on 125.88. Is that the end of the type 1 with confirmation all the way there? Not yet. Let's see what happens. I did want to highlight this big deal too. Microsoft been feeling like it was going to push higher or push nominally to all-time new highs. We are trying to register a weekly bearish HSI. That could be the first thing here. It's certainly the first bearish thing we've seen in a while. And what is here? Well, it did hit the 886. If we really, let's hit the magnet. Let's hit the magnet. It's like this. All right, and then your 886 got hit. And that 886 is like, right where we are now. Basically, 338 is the 886, 337.50 is the exact 886. I thought this would be a shark where we go slightly higher, but all right, we started to react. You heard it here first. And I don't want to dismiss those massive levels because those are massive levels. Those are big, big levels. So, and we could get reactions here. Wouldn't be surprised. Hold on. Got to get rid of it. I had to get rid of it. Had to dump something off. I was so sick of that. So let's just be patient. We're early. We're hitting bigger numbers right now. And this is kind of, I think the cues, and look, all right, there's my 5-minute. Look at there's the 5-minute butterfly. Okay, I was already took the profits from this morning. All right, wait for that. It's perfect framework action. You see something like this happen on a 5-minute time frame and you run into a bearish pattern and your long calls, that's a sell. You get out and you look for that reaction down, come on down to 324. For now, I wouldn't mind that at all. Yesterday was a gift. In my opinion, like Microsoft was off 10. All of that was a gift. So treat it like that. Treat it like treat the options like that. You don't care. You're using them. Market trying to make new highs for the session. Hey guys, 1 second. I'll be right back. I got to get something. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. Let's get to it. And I say this as, listen, Qs are, what's that, S&P? S&P new highs for the move for today. S&P now plus 22, 23, running at 4,300. One moment. All right, thanks. Hold up. Sorry, I'm having a really busy day. I'm having to close some positions here. Yeah. Hold on. Thanks. All right, there's S&P futures on the 5-minute. Check it out. There you go. Maybe 4302, 4305 for today. But a lot of beautiful patterns just left and right on the futures. I did want to show this. Look, on the daily on S&P futures, check it out. We do have a hop level that triggered yesterday, and we've been kind of moving sideways within this structure. It's been an ugly bat pattern where we completed early April and then sideways. That's a failure. Okay, so we might see some pausing action. I expect a retest, a check back at 4305, and then we'll see. If it fails this signal, that's a big continuation. And again, go to the longer term charts like the weekly, you'll get the picture of really what's at stake here. You're about to take out last August, last summer peak, 43.30. And once that goes, there's nothing left except for the 886, all-time 886, off the all-time high. That's it. Looks like that. So once we take out 43.30, you're on your way to 46.50. And that'll be a shoot the gap move. Eat it just will just rocket. So what you're really looking for, and I do like what the candles that are developing here. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles after like a 6-week pause. I mean, that's about as ideal as you want to see. And now we need a big weekly candle. You are one weekly candle away. I don't think people realize this. You're like one big weekly candle away from triggering that next leg and possibly the start of a whole nother wave higher, new highs. So it's critical. We're watching this. I like the setup. I like where we are. You're coming into earnings during the summer. You've got a lot of momentum here. It's a perfect option time. I mean, I really think between now and July could hit a sweet spot for call options. Just keep playing it up to those targets. 1 minute. 1 minute. All right, thanks. And once that does, look, we're going to be able that will only once S&P cracks that, you'll see a lot of the laggards, the big economy, and I said this on Tuesday, the banks and the oils. That's when they catch their bid. Crude oil, notice how that thing reversed. Really nice test, secondary test, and now we're going. What else? Hold on. Let me bring up. Let's go back to the TradingView platform. There's Microsoft. Here's the other one, semiconductors. Again, AMD. I like that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Dang it. Alternate bat this morning in the pre-market around 117. You're 122, but check this out. You're still uptrend. You've broken out, and you've triggered a couple of oversold conditions, and even on the hourly. You're looking for that for a stock like AMD. Okay, just digesting the gains, the breakout post-earnings gains. I still say AMD, like a lot of them, just building to make that eventual move to the all-time 886. AMD is 121 right now. Hop level minimum off that crab is 142. All of these are pushing higher. The other one was, I said this last time, Applied Materials, same deal. You know, pausing at short-term yellow dot, shark pattern, but pushing higher to the 886 is right up in line with the hop. That would be the bigger setup, bigger move. And again, weekly. Check out the weekly. I mean, remarkable. Remarkable continuation where the bat connect the dots with the bat. 156, 157. So keep an eye on these areas. The secondary tier, so there was a slew of them that I've been highlighting that have huge patterns. Actually, number one, I'm going to have to say, as crazy as this might be, Coinbase. I really am focused down here at the 48, 49 level. Think that could be a potential low if it holds here. A couple other ones that are starting to move. Roku. And that had a small little pattern recently. Oh, God, look at that. Now 69. But check out the weekly. Starting to come up. But what was the long-term pattern there on Roku? I know there was something big there. Come back to that. Another one, Zoom. Small pattern, also big weekly pattern. These have been very frustrating for a while. I've been looking at Zoom since, I don't know, 90 or 100 bucks. And it's just going sideways. But the thing is, now you are to the right of the downtrend. Like from the top there, all the way down. So now I'm looking, because you're to the right of that. A couple more of these. Again, these were high flyers that have massive patterns, and you know, if these pop off, they could really get going. Here's Square, weekly Shark, terminal bar is 65. You're right there. So again, under that zone, all of these, they pop up. Target one's 170. PayPal was the other one, and that's around 60. We triggered confirmation last week. PayPal was, yeah, it's this. Here's PayPal. It's a type 2 alternate bat. But, you know, these are nice. Here's something that I'm hoping comes back in. It's Cloudflare. And, you know, maybe it gets back to 45. It was 70. It's now 63. But that's a nice start. That's definitely a nice start. The other one is Snowflake. That's, yeah, it's bearish at the moment, but sitting on a couple of bullish patterns. And look, you're in a long-term accumulation zone. Okay, the crab pattern is really, the target's 150 XA level, and if we get back down to 150, so be it. Go on that. There's, man, there's a ton of these. The next one was, oh, come on. Snowflake. Oh, here's the other one. Lemonade. Just really crazy. These networking or cybersecurity. This one, oh yeah, I haven't looked at that in a little while, but that is trading 19. Your main numbers are like 13, but the weekly chart, definitely your first oversold signals, all around 15. A lot of these were concept stocks that busted after COVID, now coming back. Here's Shopify. There you go. Yeah, almost got that first correction down to 49. Okay, so you got plenty of time on these because they haven't even gone into acceleration mode. Not yet, at least. One or two more. Let me show you guys. Let's go one or two bank stocks. Let's update those. Remember Key Corp? All right, sitting down there. Key Corp is a good one to look at because check out the shark pattern. And this fits into that regional. Look, if this thing holds, and remember last week on Key Corp, we generated the first yellow dot, first bullish yellow dot in a while. And now you're potentially putting in a 3-bar breakout. That would be great for the banks. That kind of action where Key Corp could put you to 1785 in a heartbeat. So I like it. And that's a sign that this stuff's spreading out. Remember, some of these really boring stocks. Here's Philip Morris, folks. Super boring. Go to the daily. Philip Morris is a beautiful type 2. Look at that. 2 of 2. Couple of more. Remember Chevron. It's going to move. This is great progress for Chevron. This does not move that fast, okay? But you're already 159, 152.47 we've been talking about for a while, on its way to 177. Many of these opportunities have been presenting themselves over and over again. Okay, so that's maybe not as sexy as a mega tech, but they move just as well. And some of the other ones that I've been highlighting have, they're starting to really stabilize in a good way. There's Marathon. And the tricky thing about this harmonic pattern setup is that when it hit the type 2 and reversed, it hit XA level exactly. That's a tough one. So the way to deal with that, look for other opportunities in the space. I've said ConocoPhillips, classic. Another one. Almost there for a perfect type 2 on the bat pattern, maybe at 93. I think Occidental Petroleum. No, sorry, it was Devon Energy. Yeah, there you go. There's my drawings there, and I think it's on a weekly. A lot of these are weekly. What happened to that? Where's Devon? Maybe it's a retest of the bat. I'll have to come back to that. Oh, I know which one it was. Valero. There you go. Valero. Now that's ideal action at 107. And Valero is like a forever stock. So, Valero is kind of stock where you want to take shots and hope the thing explodes, goes into a new trend continuation like that. I said that on Tuesday, but regardless, even as a short-term trade, the 107 to 126, beautiful type 1. Beautiful. Couple of more. A couple comments. Sure, Twillo for Leo. Yeah, that was another one. It's just popping off. A couple of yellow dots recently. Let's see if we get the type 2 on Twillo. It was a fantastic type 1, 47 to 67 in a heartbeat, but now coming right off. If I was in that position, I'd be out. You're probably out on the breakdown today. But I do like that. Oh, I know what the other one was. It was that wolf speed. This is a really interesting pattern. Slow accumulation, 42, 43 bucks. Confirmation was 38. It's trading 52. But this thing was not. It was amazing that this thing was 120 just back in September. So, think of it this way. We're looking at these big patterns to yield us minimum reactive moves. Just minimum. Be conservative and say, okay, what could a 382 possibly get me? 382 off the all-time move is like $70. It's not crazy to think that. Not at all. Oh, here's another one. This is an update. This was a 3 ideas for our premium members. And I had mentioned this last time. Warner Brothers Discovery. Popping off. So I had posted that last week as a new idea for members. Let's see what we get off of the shark pattern. But a nice back-to-back pattern where even on the bigger deep crab, I could see 1960. That would be pretty sweet. And that's deeply oversold. Look at the weekly too. Technically it's a crazy type 2 bat because you could treat this. By definition, you could treat this as the type 1 that just went insane and came all the way back for that super looping retest where the hop is 1333. And you have that crab. Amazing that you had that type 2 deep crab at hop level at 897. So I like that. I'm still long that, by the way. Let's see how it goes. A couple of more. TCS, Tata Consultancy, isn't that India? Or the Container Store? I thought that was an Indian stock. TCS or the Container Store? Who said that? Lost your gun? You lost your mind. That is amazing. Container Store. Okay, here's a low floater, folks. I should almost do an entire session on low floaters. Nice one. Who did this? Lost your gun. You must have the software because you got weekly, you've got daily patterns. This is pretty sweet, man. That's a low floater that I like. I mean, I should just go put 1,000 shares into that right now. Although I would wait for 271, hopefully get a retest. Man, where were you about 2 weeks ago on this? That would have been great. XA level 271. You did make a low at, amazingly almost at $2, 210. So be aware of that. You get that frequent overshoot on these low floaters. That could be painful. Like you're trying to go in here, but that's why we'll wait for confirmation. 225, 230. Clearly, you go to 354. But the weekly chart, you just got confirmation last week. Boy, that reminds me of a bunch of the low floaters that we have looked at recently. How about Travel Zoo? I mean, look at Travel Zoo. That's a beauty. That's what Container Store and Travel Zoo. Boy, if I was Container Store, I'm like right about there or maybe there in relative to Travel Zoo. How about Bit Digital? Another low floater. Just trying to get out of the zone. Taking its time. I like those. Here's another one. Here's a low floater. Pitney Bowes, the old Pitney Bowes. But take a look at this daily pattern. It's a type 2, what you want with those floaters. 428. Maybe as high as 450, almost $5. So, yeah. I like those. Couple more. Okay, what's that? What is what was that? SPPI? Oh man. Spectrum Pharmaceuticals. No pattern. We need some patterns here. There's some weekly patterns. The thing about these low floaters, you want the daily and weekly patterns. You want a smaller pattern inside of a bigger pattern. Normally that will trigger it. If you get these big patterns, you could be in a zombie position for a long time before it moves. It's like crypto. Spectrum Pharmaceuticals, yeah, you got to go the weekly. I hear what you're saying. It's not a bad idea. Just don't be surprised if you spend 6 months doing nothing in that position. Either that or, it blasts off tomorrow. I don't know. I would rather wait for 5-minute pullbacks. Here's one that's moving fantastically. I've been long this a few times. It's Palantir, and I suggest that you all get this on your screen. Wait for pullbacks. Wait for opportunities. You had a 1 hour HSI dot this morning, basically 1450's current support. And I do think that Palantir is coming off of some patterns where target ones are $20 to $22. And your weekly level, remember the 382 on Palantir is basically 22. So don't jump. Get it on the screen. Be patient with it. Stalk it like you were hunting, you're out hunting prey. And you take your time. You choose your spots. And then when it comes in, You slay it. A couple more. Who's that? Simon? Hey, Simon, what's up? Simon wants to look at Hasbro. Hasbro, oof. Nice one, Simon. You've got this. You must have the software. Nice. Some back-to-back action. I would have loved if this could come back. This might take time, but 45.92 on that weekly chart should be it. What about the daily for Hasbro? That's been a real long, prolonged downtrend. Yeah, it's a crab at 47, but I'd prefer to see that do the type 2. Reaction on this one, this actually might kick up a little bit more because you've got a high level HSI right there. But I think there's some other ones. Check out Qualcomm, folks. All right, we're down here scraping a few patterns and longer term levels, between 100 and 110 longer term. There's some HSI signals trying to generate. Yeah, this is an ugly downtrend, but I'm trying to see if this thing is, is that oversold? And certainly if we can hold here, go sideways, turn up from that downtrend, that would be an area I'd want to really follow closely. Oh, here's the other one. Again, if you haven't seen this, I mentioned this a while ago, and it just did like a first thrust kind of a thing, Macy's. And, $13 is it. That should be the floor, maybe even as high as $14.40 because you had this deep crab, big move up, come back, retest, now another shark. And the weekly, it oversold, but weekly on shark on the weekly as well. So nice, in a really nice spot. That's exactly the kind of situation we need to bring in and line up when you've got, it can look like this is a knife because you're down 8-9 weeks in a row. But last week we stabilized reversal candle, and let's see if we get the 3-bar breakout. Absolutely. I think what you're seeing in a lot of these is a market that is getting just oversold time and time. People are throwing things away time and time again. And the Macy's deal is just another one where not only with a smaller pattern, but look at the bigger pattern on the weekly. This hop level at 1394, and it bounces, not only bounces hard off of that 14 level. It's telling you something. And if we are lining up here, like let's say we're halfway to making a big move where we start to run to new all-time highs by next year, ahead of the presidential election, all these things that are getting demolished are probably giving you an entry point longer term. I mean, a lot of this stuff. The banks, I said, and stuff like, Charles Schwab. These are big patterns. And we're early, so you got plenty of time, but on the radar, quickly. That's the one thing you can do for yourself. Get them on the radar now and track them so that you're clear on the levels. And when they come in on a short-term pullback, you're there. Couple more. Let's go look at gold. And we're waiting on gold for the pullback that is off this shark pattern. Remember, we're not looking for much, but if we get back to this 1816 level, it's going to set up for that launch pad. That potential bigger move that I think everyone's looking for. And maybe it comes over the summer, gold, starts to give it back, but the shark goes to a 5-0 on the weekly. Daily time frame looks like this. We generated some HSI signals recently. that, maybe takes it back up in, as I said this last time, I think it was last week, 2053. You're squeezed in that zone. But gold's another one that I'd want to be following this summer. Let's see how much progress we can make here. I do think, though, we're going to get to 1833, and this is going to be potentially one of the last times under 2000 that you're going to be able to buy gold. Get gold. It'll be a big retracement off of this 2000 move, and then we get down to these low 1800 levels. That should set us up for what I think is, second half of the year, big move in gold. So be ready to pounce on that. Anyway, one second. Okay. A couple more. Let's look at crude oil futures quickly. Because much like gold, that needed the pullback. This is probably, much further along than gold. And you would want to see crude oil move, catch that inflationary bid to have the whole sector commodities run. Getting close, though. So keep an eye on generally 70 level every time we get down to 65 bucks on crude oil. It's probably going to hit a rock bottom bounce. There's 65s like that on light sweet crude. And you have a couple of patterns here on the daily setting up. Remember, though, the crude oil deal. Oh, there's that weekly pattern, but the crude oil deal also is this all-time, even from the negative price, it's an all-time 382 move. And that all-time 38 move is exactly $65. So I haven't talked about this scenario in a while, but if we're thinking the market's going to catch a bid, you want to see energy go. You want to see banks go. So we need to see crude oil come off that 382 and start to move up over the summer. It doesn't have to do much, but it has to hold 65 and start to make progress. Quickly, let's look at interest rates because this is affecting crypto, and I'll talk about crypto in a second. But where we go, bonds. Again, got to go to the 2-year and the 10-year. The 2-year, still sky high, okay, and inverted over the 10-year. But all we're doing on this most recent move up here is trying to retest that 1618. And this will be a big test. So another market that if you're not watching, and I don't care if you don't trade it, if you're holding anything, stocks, options, crypto, that's a market to watch. If we get crazy above 477, then maybe something happens much larger. I don't think so. You're really close to doing a few things here, failing obviously, but not only that, but putting in some divergence at the top with confirmation for this third test about to happen. That's why it's so close. That's why if we see a move in rates, especially that 2-year short-term yield, okay, whatever that does here in the next 30 days will be telling for the rest of the market. I think it's going to roll over. I think we're just kind of super grinding here, and you have to go out to the monthly. You go to the monthly and look. We're sitting off a yellow dot right now. Okay, and we did generate an arrow, HSI arrow, but we would need another yellow dot. I mean, I would look for this to remain range bound. And if anything, the real opportunity for this interest rate scenario is do a 1618 up here, do a 382 or a 50. And this is just long term. Looks like that. And do like a 50. 50 pullback. All right. Then, and that's monthly. All right. So if you would want a structural signal for interest rates to be a real problem, it's after the initial pullback of that massive 1618. That 1618 move that it did from 2020 to 2021, 2022 was historic. And the fact that it hit the 1618 is telling you naturally, cyclically, that's about as far as it can go for right now. Maybe we come back in 6 months, 12 months after a correction and start again. That would be a better long-term deal. So for now, all of that plays into the side of interest rates hitting a lot of resistance. You're going to come off a little bit more and then possibly continue. That would be a good one. Couple of more. Appreciate that, Carthago. I don't think it's... Look, we're in a really sweet spot. We're in an acceleration spot. You are looking at a number of situations where clearly the massive harmonic patterns are giving us not only what's trending, but where the targets are, how high this stuff's going to go, you know, if it's Meta, if it's Microsoft. And, you know, it's all harmonic patterns, folks. Now, when we bring with the options in, and I want everybody to attend that session, I'm going to put a lot into that options thing, things I'm doing every day, but it's not in a book, but it's what I'm doing. I'll share you like my notes and how I'm lining things up. But I do think we're all looking for that maximization of our efforts, and it's in options. It's in identifying the correct harmonic pattern opportunities, and then just going with those things that are moving. Meanwhile, we look at measurements and metrics. You know, people are freaking out about inflation, interest rates. And for the last year, we've been talking about this 1618 situation in interest rates. That's as far as it can go for now. Last thing about the rates, the 10-year yield, which I guess it was a year ago, April, we identified the fact that we had, I'll go to the monthly in a second, but we had this deal. There was a weekly, there you go. It's a weekly bearish pattern up here. It's a type 2 at basically 3.7%. And we're squeezed between the last two HSI signals, bearish and bullish, 330 to 380 to 4 generally. Okay, that's why we're pausing. I mean, you would think if inflation's out of control, interest rates would be blasting through, but they hit a lot of harmonic patterns recently and stalling out. It'll take time. You know, we've been sideways or since that peaked out since October. Amazing how much the market has run when interest rates have barely come off the all-time highs from October, but at least they stopped going up. That's what's going on. Imagine what happens when rates actually start to fall. Where do we go? That's when you go to all-time new highs. That's when you take out your 886s and you sail on through. TV Lite owners, what's up, Pete? Mr. It Flies, It Dies is asking, if you're a TV Lite owner, are you allowed to attend the options webinar? Yeah. If you're a regular, and just contact Miss Stephanie. If you have any questions, go to our Discord, send a note to Miss Stephanie, give her your name, your email. Yeah, and if you ask, sure, and you're an owner, yeah. But the options seminar is open to new subscribers, current harmonic pattern collection owners, people that have bought it recently, and and my regulars. So you guys know how I am with this stuff. But it's a push for those that aren't subscribing or on the trial to get with us, because I'm going to be doing more and more of the options, and the people that are in the Discord, the gold members and the others, know what I've been posting over the last 2 months now. I mean, direct option patterns with the option underlying, with the underlying stock. But I'm not finding any better action than those setups. So let's keep it going. Let's jump to crypto. We've already been going here an hour. Let's get into the crypto space, because what are we going to think? I mean, what WTF on crypto? I mean, what's Bitcoin going to do? 26.5. What are we doing here, crypto? Are you gonna do anything? Are we gonna go? Where could we be within the long-term scale of things? I mean, you have to go back quite a ways to get a comparative analysis structurally of where we are after such a long decline. I would have to say, if you're here relative to this decline, then relative to, say, this decline, you're probably there, or you're probably like here. But I think you're more like here. And I'm still targeting our level 1 here on the daily. There you go. Look, I'm still looking for target 1 on Bitcoin, 37.2. But is it going to happen in 3 to 6, or is it going to happen in 9 months to a year to get to target 1? I said all along, I thought by September we could do that. That's 3 months. It might be more like 3 to 6, and you still might have to go through some more work down here. But there's a whole lot of, look, confirmation, daily, HSI. It's not an easy read by any stretch of the imagination. But we have 2 oversold readings now. And I've been saying for a while, look, don't be surprised to see this thing drag at 26.3, 27,000. It's exactly what it's doing. It's just not fun for anybody. It's not fun to sit sideways in crypto. And if you're altcoins, it's worse, because you're going lower. Keep going lower. That's Bitcoin. I don't expect much. Go to the 4-hour chart if you want a level. If you're thinking about a level, you got a number of patterns down here. 25.7 is probably a good area to look. Ethereum might be a little bit better, but it's just not moving. And I would love to try to catch this on some kind of major sell-off. But Ethereum, you're a couple of, look, your 4-hour, what's the last pattern on the 4-hour time frame is a hop level, bearish crab at 1900. And that's probably what you're looking at. You're probably looking at a bearish level right now on Ethereum, and you're going to be squeezed between these 2 areas, that and probably 17, 20, something like this. You're probably squeezed like that until the 21st. So no worries, settle it down. Nothing really to concern yourself too much with. Hold on, I gotta do something here. Hold on. Hold up. Bear with me. Couple of more. That's number 2. Number 3, Binance Coin. Well, at least we're talking about it, but SEC comes in and sues them. I'm telling you what, this United States government is really, really something. And they're completely in their right to do whatever they want. That's what happens. It's the market, what have you. But Binance Coin is going to get pressure. I said this last time. Don't care really what the underlying story is. We said all along that needed to hold 305. That's what happens. Then on Tuesday, I said Binance Coin's nothing there. You're going to have to come all the way back down to these 250, 230 levels. So you saw that thing just try to print a little crab pattern. Yeah, 250 there. I would think more like 240, 246, but nothing changes for Binance Coin either. Still laggard. Freaking frack. Hold on one second. Hold on. Wait. Bear with me. Okay, thanks. But would I add to that? No. Nope, I'm not adding to that. I'm not a fan of what that did. This was supposed to really hold, and just simple trend line work. You were really supposed to hold that. So let's see how much of a breakdown that goes. If it gets much below 240, I'd be concerned, because really nothing until under 200. So whatever that was, it did some damage to this consolidation corrective zone that, I'm not surprised. It's not a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm holding some crypto. I don't like holding zombie assets. And these are becoming zombies. That was 3. Number 4, XRP. And I mean, hey, at least it's got a little perk to it. But I think that will be slammed between 40 cents and 55 cents no matter what. You're looking at a bearish pattern currently, so don't expect the breakout right now. I'm not expecting anything anytime soon. Although I will say, the fact that they took action against Binance Coin, it means that at least they're off their keysters doing something. They're not just pushing paperwork. So I'm it's not going to stay like this forever, even though it seems like it might. We just need to not be complacent. For now, XRP, you'll get another chance. It'll come back in at 45. That should be it for now. Number 5, Cardano. And I repeat myself because I want to always reinforce this concept of not being complacent, but sticking to the anticipations of the harmonic pattern framework, which is reaction, come on back down for the return phase, and now you're going to set up for the big reversal. And here we go. So Cardano dropped. We've been saying this over and over, and I will continue to repeat myself because, especially for those that are new, that maybe you heard of harmonic patterns, or some of the more advanced things, but don't completely get the full framework. Have to understand it with this example alone, that we have been like this since missing that early move in January. But I was still saying all along, let it do the reaction, because this is the reversal. If I ever wanted to long Cardano, it's minimum 28 cents, maybe even a little bit lower. But we're very close now. And that's why. That's why you want to stick to the framework. You want to be treating those reaction moves aggressively. And then patience. It's not an easy thing. Not an easy thing, but we have really just pounded the table on waiting for that return to complete. And that's pretty soon. So it's a good one. That's exactly the thing I would expect crypto to do if it was going to go into a new cycle. Shouldn't most of them have 2 of 2 massive patterns, at least on the daily, to trigger it? And that's what I think Cardano will do. Couple more. Uh, uh, Red Nozar AR saying the 21st, the March 21, June 21. Yeah, we're always looking for it because it's something we have spotted time and time again. We have spotted the commonality of crypto putting in inflection points at these seasonal levels, the seasonal dates. Fall, winter. I mean, think about last year. Think about Christmas time. December 21st. The major low in crypto came about 6 days later. And then it almost doubled. In some cases, major indices. And now we have another one coming up. And the trend's been down. So that's why I'll wait for it and wait 2 more weeks and I'll look for something after June. We did this last year too. And it did bottom right at the 21st. Quickly, let me show you the total market cap. That's more like, I don't want to get into the astrological implications, what have you. It's not really astrology. You're just recognizing coincidental cycle trends. But here's total crypto market cap, and we don't, I'll just paint some arrows of the last couple of 21st, the seasonal 21st that led to big stuff. Here's September 21. More like right there. And then this highlight, here's December 21 right there, right at the low. There's March 21, like right there. And look for something here on the 21st coming up. At least it gives us some kind of general planning point for crypto. Because it's just there's not a lot to go on in crypto. And there's been a lot of garbage, quite frankly. Couple of things that we have been looking at recently. Where is where's that ocean? Oh, well, I talked about this Gala last time, and I think we should be watching Gala because it's a breaking down. I mean, that was a flush. Yeah, I mean, Gala broke this shark pattern after going sideways. I would just clear out. It's 2.6 now. We were looking at 2.8, and it went sideways for 30 days, did nothing. Probably good to use this as what I would expect across the board. Nothing until an 886. Come all the way back down and reset that at like 2 cents. A lot of these are like that. I just, not much to go on, even with your best of situations. Here's that phantom. And tell me now. Let's connect the dots on phantom. And phantoms like this, M formation is there. There's your B point. It's a bat down to the 886 over and over again. We've come this far. We had no follow through. That's 20 cents. It's a 30% correction from the low. Then we get down there and bang. Ocean, same thing. These look like they were moving. This last thrust, failure to continue higher, make a new low. As soon as we break down that BAM at 30 cents, full 886. These have to do the return. Hate to say it, but that's what these are shaping up like. Maybe where babies come from is saying that they see a total retesting the 700 billion mark. Maybe. You'd have to get Ethereum and Bitcoin to flush out again. But the altcoins, getting eviscerated. That's why stuff like Cardano and others probably need to do the full retest. Here's AGIX. Same deal. Same deal. Do full. Why wouldn't it do a full 886 and just treat that for what it is? It's a rug pull. It's a whatever AI rug pull, and that's a perfect 618 right there. So you tell me how that's shaping up. You broke the B point already at 28 cents. Okay, a little pause, pause, pause. 886 is 12. Your ABCD 786, that could work. Connecting dots there at 17 cents. Minimum. It's really tough. But I don't, I really don't expect much for this stuff. I don't. Not after the last 2 weeks. And it's interesting how the T coins, altcoins, all of that, really disappointed. I mean, really disappointed. I think Binance Coin is leading the way. I mean, the fact that Binance Coin failed to 300, 305, I didn't expect much from it, but I didn't expect it to roll over that bad, that deeply, and just continue to just think of it this way. Every day it goes down, it's going to need 2 or 3 days more recovery time. And I don't, that's not where you want to be this far. You're halfway through the year. The second half of the year should be getting you into a mindset that, hey, Bitcoin halving is going to start next year. So every day, week, month, beyond June, people should be getting a little more excited, talking more about the Bitcoin halving phenomenon. If it's something or it's nothing, at least you would think that that would begin soon. It's not. Not now. And not with the way these are going. In any event, I'd want these to set up a heck of a lot better with 2 of 2s across the board. And I come back to all of that, and let's get some historic precedent, because for me, this was a personal turning point on crypto. When I was looking at the massive patterns, your daily, weekly massive patterns in Bitcoin, especially all the way back here, 2018, that's when when I saw that pattern and we started being able to run analysis on the crypto markets, and it was like 2018, it was like about 5 years ago. All right. We had that move and it was a beautiful type 1, and then we came back for the type 2 and it flushed out. That was really something. But it showed me that even as great as crypto can be, it still has to go through the 1-2. You still have to set up and do the retest, and here are those daily patterns that preceded it, All right, yeah, back to 2020 was a perfect type 2 at 5,600. And you had smaller patterns. I mean, it's pretty remarkable, even right here. You had tiny patterns. And I still want to see patterns line up. If it's, Cardano 2 of 2 is a perfect example. So until that happens, you have to be patient. Maybe it's a leap of faith. But Cardano at 28 or lower is a lot like waiting for Bitcoin to come all the way back to 4,500 when it was at like 7,000. That's the deal. So crypto will give us our opportunities, and I think they'll probably be screaming outstanding opportunities, but they'll have massive 2 of 2 patterns all over the place, and we're not there yet. I do think it's interesting that the crypto miners, and I'm still involved with these, like I mentioned Bit Digital. That's a strong chart. This has been a real nice steady low floater where target 1 is 1293. I think these are still viable options and potential trades. Here's Riot Blockchain on the weekly. Okay, we've been on that since 6. Look at the daily chart. It's going to go through. You got some patterns here, bearish right now, and so let it do its thing. But this will give us another opportunity, I think, for this type 2, because that's what it is. Might get all the way back to 731 before we get another shot at it. But at least they were, you had a number of setups down here. I mean, you got your daily, weekly, beautiful patterns. Now we finished some bearish patterns. Here's that clean spark too. That had another little bearish pattern here. Let that come in. Let that get you another oversold. So, in a good spot though. In a good spot for just being patient with it. And even Coinbase, as I said, I started today with Coinbase. I'll finish today with Coinbase. Okay? The chart looks like hell. It really does. That's an ugly chart. But what I'm trying to glean down here is the survivability at the hop level. Because if it doesn't hold the hop level on Coinbase, 49.76, all right, we don't turn around, yeah, then something worse is coming for crypto. I'm not quite there yet, and I think there's plenty of time to try to capture that breakdown. But right now, you're testing critical long-term, maybe the absolute make or break for the entire price chart. It's got to hold 49 bucks for Coinbase, and you are, again, we're day 3 now after hitting it, hitting 49 for the 4th time, 5th time. It's a real test down here, real test. And remember, we're at a number of important levels that we need to focus on closely. Like, the QQQ 356, massive number. Let's see how we finish the week. I think we're probably not going to see the Friday we've had, say, last Friday or the Friday before, but volatility's here. So use that to your advantage. Be patient. Let the setups come to you, because they will. Same deal with crypto. It's just going to take longer. It's not going to start the development probably till the fall. And so if you're looking for moon phase or looking to jump to add your bags, quote unquote, you have all the time in the world. I again, come to the session on the 30th. So really quick, go over to harmonictrader.com and let me show you. If you want more information, also get on the Discord. So go to harmonictrader.com and register now as a basic member. I'll be posting the blog entry on the basic members and gold members page. So if you have any questions, get there. All right, and everyone needs to get with the software. I did want to show everyone that if you want to get a tryout to the eSignal one more time, that's what I'm using for options. And looks like go to the eSignal page right there. But you do need to sign up. Really, really important to do so and get with that. Again, some of the stuff I had featured, I'll do more of this in the weeks ahead. But it's stuff like here, you got Meta. Beautiful 60-minute shark pattern confirmation this morning. These are the type of setups I'm looking for. 5-minute, 60-minute patterns working together with option contract patterns. We'll talk more about that next week. So again, get on Discord, get with me on Harmonic Trader and all the other folks that are there. And come on back on Tuesday, folks. Again, June 30 is the seminar. It's a live session Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. We'll probably go longer than that, and we'll do some live trades as well. All right? Thanks, everybody. Great session. You have any questions, reach out to me. And, let's give away one more gold membership for those that hung on. Next person to type in GOLD will win a gold membership, and you'll be able to attend the the option seminar for free. All right? You got it. Thank you, guys. Who's going to be the gold? Last one. Wow. There you go. Clipper 70. You win the gold membership. Clipper 70, you got to get over on the Discord and send your information to Miss Stephanie. Okay? Thanks. Glad we gave away that one. Every Thursday's giveaway Thursday. We got to give at least one or two away. Thanks again, everybody. We'll catch you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. As always, go get them. We'll see you then.